Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. It is Sunday night, time for my weekend what sold video. We've got 15 over on eBay, 1 on Mercari. Let's go over them. All right, so 15 items on eBay and gross profit of just over 800, 1 on Mercari for $20. So not an amazing weekend, but given what we're going through right now with, I know, the government shutdown and sales definitely have been slow for a lot of people. And I think once things start getting shut or turned back on now, the shutdown being shut down, like my husband just told me that it is in the works of being shut down. They're waiting on whatever votes, whatever has to happen behind the scenes. But hopefully by the middle of next week, people that have been working very hard and not getting paid for it is pretty crappy. So thank you to those that did work during that time. Like, oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine. So, yeah, we've also got a holiday this week. So Veterans Day, thank you to veterans out there. You're going to get this video actually on, will you get it on Tuesday? When do my videos come out? Yeah, on Tuesday. So yeah, that's going to be on Veterans Day. So thank you guys that, and girls that have served this country, and just thank you. So yeah, I'm recording this a little early. Usually I do this on Monday mornings, and lately I've been going to the bins on Monday, and I don't want to be feeling like I'm rushed to get back and do these orders. So I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and record Sunday night, and if I have anything to add tomorrow, we can do that. But at least I can get started on packing and feel less burden tomorrow. I like finding that whatever that easy button is that like makes your life easier the next day, do it. Every time, just do it. As much as you are tired, it is 8 o'clock, kids just went to bed, I am exhausted. No, it's time to pack orders and list a couple things, and then I can go to bed. But first, we gotta tell you what I sold before I can start packing them. All right, so let's dig right in. We've got 2 items. Oneida Flourish. Oneida is a brand that is always a bolo. And this particular design is a hot one. I have 2 of these sets of the butter knife and the sugar spoon. But I mean, I've had these for a while. They are not the big money makers in this batch. The forks, the spoons, those are worth way more than these little guys. But that's all right. I probably paid like $20 for that whole bag. And here we are. These I'm going to say cost of goods 0 because I didn't pay anything for these. I paid for the big sets. These are just the bonus. So 14 bucks. Really? I mean, obviously very small potato, but it's going to go into a poly bag. I'll put some paper around it, and someone's getting a very nice looking set. Maybe for Thanksgiving, because I just realized that's less than 2 weeks away. Or right around 2 weeks. Gosh, we're going to blink and it's going to be Christmas. I am just not there. All right. Then we've got 2 Frigidaire filters. $3 for the set. They are both brand new. This one is open up top, but the actual item is sealed. I believe these were at my local thrift store. And it sold for 20 bucks. Again, not a huge one, but poly bags are my favorite. They'll get to go right in there and ship for cheap. I'm loving a lot of these little smalls. I know they're small but mighty. This one is glorious because it's a repeat listing. This is one of my multi-listings. When I find them for $1 day, I grab them. And then I just have to edit my listing to say I have another one. Yes, please. So here we are. I've only got 2 left. Hopefully a couple more show up. It sold for $23. No, it's not going to pay the bills, but it's tiny. It's easy. It's going into a bag, and I only had to list it once. So the work has been done. All right, the next one, this one here is a fun one. I was tempted in keeping it, but I don't need it. I've got enough stuff. So this is called the Anti-Planner Planner. I don't know. I just thought that was cool. So it's basically, it says how to get stuff done when you don't feel like it. Like 165 activities, comics, strategies. Like I could see this being a really hot gift this Christmas. Like, learn how to light a fire under your butt. Make boring tasks suck less. How to function when stuff hits the fan. Like, this is hilarious. But no, I don't need it. So I sold it. It was $5 day? Or was it $3 day? What did I pay for this bad boy? Scroll to the bottom. Zoop. All right. We sold the anti-planner. Okay, $5. That's fine. It was $5. They had another one I was going to grab on $3 or $1 because it was open. So this one was still sealed for $5. No brainer. I had 2 of them, and this is the second one. It sold $24. Again, not a huge ticket, but it adds up. So even between those 4 small potatoes, we're at almost $100. So I know I call them small potatoes, but really they do add up. And no shame. Just need a bigger desk. Okay. Suit that under there. All right. Next up. Oh, this is an oldie. You know it's old because the picture is really old. I changed my picture background 3 years ago. So when stuff is in the old background, that shows you how old this item is. But this guy, I'm going to say $1. It's not even in my spreadsheet. That's how old it is. It is some kind of intercom system. I'm hoping this was like a free box or $1 at a yard sale because I sat on it for way too long. But hey, it sold eventually for $30. Free shipping, but it was $30. Yeah, don't buy these. It's a Nucleus Anywhere intercom. No, I've had it for way too long. So no. This does not make that BOLO list. That is a do not waste your time list. This one. Okay, this is a good one. I've seen these out at sales before, and it is the brand Meade, M-E-A-D-E. They make telescopes, among other things, but that's what this came to. This is a telescope remote. You plug it into your little scope, and you can control it with this. I paid $5. I probably overpaid a little bit. I've seen them for $1 or $2, but this one happened to be $5. That's fine. They sell all day long, and I took an offer $33. It was listed, I think, at $40, but I've had it for probably a month or so. Let's get it out of here. So $33, just take it and move on. Now I've got room for more stuff because it was a big sourcing weekend. If you guys know on my last video, oh boy, did I stir the pot on this last video. I was hesitant of posting it because I knew it was going to bring out a little bit of spice. You got to watch it, you guys. If you haven't seen it, Thursday, I brought the camera out. Was it Thursday? Yeah, Thursday, I brought the camera out to sales, and I always start early. Yes, I'm one of those that you've got to be the early bird, right? So normally on Thursdays, I'm in line for an estate sale, and I get in those lines about 2 hours before they open, and we're just standing in line talking to each other. It's like my social hour before we even get into the house. So yeah, the house is advertised as 7:30, 8 o'clock. And we're standing there. We know we are standing there. That's our purpose, is to stand and wait for it to open. So, okay, fast forward this Thursday. There was 1 or 2 church sales, but then I didn't love the pictures, and there was a lot of private sales. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to go waste the first 2 hours in line there. We'll go to the first one. It was advertised to start at 7. I got to that house probably about 6:30. I mean, I needed sleep. So I got there about 6:30, ready to stand in line. So that's what I do at estate sales. So I'm in line, and they opened early. They were there. There was no reason to hold it closed. So thank you to them. They went ahead and opened the door. I didn't film there because they do not allow me to film with them. That's just their own personal request that whatever reason, they don't want me to film at their sales. I support that 100%. So you didn't get to see that I did go to sales before this. So I'm already live in action doing my thing on a Thursday morning. So I go through house number 1. I think it was that 1 camera. So I got a camera there and then left, right? So I leave that house, and right around the corner is a house that advertised to start at 8 o'clock. So why would I go to the other side of town? So the way my town is, it's basically a giant circle of how I route my sales. Like, there's towns that are bigger. Yes, if I'm doing this in big towns, you can't quite route this same way, but that's how I do it. Here, it's just a giant circle. So if I'm all the way over on the top left corner of my Google Maps, and I'm going to go all the way down and then cross over the highway and then go all the way up and do my circle, I'm not going to leave that circle to go to the sale that starts at then 7:30 or whatever time I'm planning on leaving house number 1. So I'm going to just do a drive-by on house number 2 and see, hey, are they open early? I just left a house that was open early. Are they starting a line? What are we working with here? So I drive around the corner, and I see their garage is open, and it looked like they were set up. So, yeah, if this was not the case, if that garage was closed, if there was no sign of life, they were starting at 8 o'clock, they're still sleeping in, enjoying their morning coffee, I wouldn't have even stopped the car. I would have kept driving and moved on to house number 3, which is then further down the circle. Then I would have not made it back to that house after the full circle, and they would have been house number 9. All right, we following here? So I stop at house number 2, and yes, I'm an hour and 15 minutes early. That was not planned. I was not planning on showing up at this house an hour and a half early. It was only because I was right down the street. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to do a drive-by, see if they're starting early. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it was rude. I don't know. Well, maybe we'll just keep this spiciness going. Let me know in the comments if you agree, if you are my regular OG fans, if you also agree that, I don't know, I crossed a line. I don't think I did, because I was in line, or I didn't even wait in line there. I would have waited in line if there was a line, because, spoiler alert, Friday morning, I was in line for a community sale at the clubhouse. They do it. And I was in line there about 2 hours before they opened as well. Like, yeah, I expect to wait in line. That's what I do. So, like, there was one guy that came out, like, we're not opening till 7:30. Yes, I know that. That's fine. I'm standing here. I'm just waiting patiently for you to open. Like, it's okay. We know we're in line. So, yes, I get out of the car and I'm walking up to the house, and she had asked, or just flat out said, no, they're not open. And I had asked, yeah, is it okay if I just take a look? Like, okay, you're not ready to work yet, but, like, you're not ready to take money or sell your stuff. Like, can I at least just see what you have so I know if it's going to be worth coming back? I don't know. I just brought out and upset a lot of people. So, whew. All right. But that's just what I do. I can't please everyone. And this is my day that I filmed. And if I didn't bring my camera, you never would have even known about it. That's the funny part. It's like, it was my choice to bring the camera with. And I mean, maybe next time we just cut that piece. Like, if I need to make these videos people pleasing, like, I can always edit. Like, that's what we do. If I were to, like, be over here picking my nose, do you think I'm going to leave that in the video? No, my husband's going to cut it out. If I sounded awful in the video, like, okay, yes, there's times that I'm talking with my friends and it crosses a line. We cut that out. You guys don't need to hear every conversation of every single thing that happens in these videos. I mean, privacy and personal information and gossip, like, I hate gossip. So if I find myself gossiping in these videos, no, we're going to cut it, because I'm not proud of what I said or what I did. I don't need to advertise it. So I left it in that video for the sake that you guys can see this is my real life. This is what I do. And I wasn't doing it to upset her. Like, no, she turned me away and that's fine. I left. Like, I didn't go up and attack her or I don't know. It's 8 o'clock and I just wanted to clear the air on that one. Because if you haven't seen it, you have to see it and see what everyone thought I was being rude over. Because I didn't think I was being rude. Oh well, because this week is going to be the same thing. We're in my peak season, and there's a lot of houses. So even if you say 8 o'clock on your ad, I'm doing a drive-by at 7 to see if you decided to open early. It's what we do. It's just what we do. And if your garage is closed, I will keep driving. But if it's open, and you're out there, and you look like you are ready, expect me to come say hi. That's what I'm going to do. All right, let's keep going, you guys. All right, so I told you the mead. And then we've got a toothbrush. This is a Philips Sonicare toothbrush. It is new. It still has sealed heads, sealed charger. Make sure this is still, yeah, it still looks clean. I should probably charge it just to make sure that it turns on. Because that was the thing too. At the bins, we were getting a lot of these at the bins as returns, and people were doing a lot of swaps. So their toothbrush went bad. They were buying a new one and shipping back the broken one. And like this still had the sealed base, but then the toothbrush was open. It doesn't look used. It looks new. I have this exact toothbrush, so I'm going to go and set it on my toothbrush's base. There's no cooties. It's literally an outside base. And see if this charges and turns on. If not, I'm going to cancel it. But it sold for $30. And I probably got it on like $3 day because it's not a full set. But now I know I'm staying away from those. I've had so many of them being returned, and instead of taking them back, they're just getting them for free. And I've just learned I'm not going to buy them. Even though it's $15 and they're like $80 toothbrushes. Nope, because a lot of times they don't work, or they don't hold a charge, or they had cooties, or I don't know. They're just getting returned. So, nope, not even crossing there. Okay. All the talking and I'm thirsty. Okay, we've got, oh, this is a fun one. This was a garage sale. It's a Bose speaker. It is used. It's got some little paint splatters on there. I'm not seeing any real dents. It's just got a little bit of paint splatter. I don't know what else to describe it. Yard sale, and they were actually just really motivated to sell everything at this house. He was like, I asked how much it was because nothing had prices, and they're like, you can just have it. Okay, so it was free. It was free at a yard sale. I think that was the only thing I got at that house, and it ended up being free. I love free. It sold for $40, free shipping, but I paid nothing. So even if it's $15 to ship it, I'm still gonna make a solid $15 on it, and it was free. All right, next up we've got a pool thing. Pool RX algaecide estimates all algae, reduces chemical demand. Pool stuff. My pool doesn't take this thing, so we have no need for it. It might just be for an external pool. I don't even know. But it's brand new. It just does have like some melted ick. Like, looks like wax. Not even wax. Maybe like a candle wax on it. I tried wiping it. It's not coming off, but that's not why you're buying it. You're buying it for the item on the inside. So I put that in the listing that it had some ick on it. And I paid, I want to say it was $3. It was either $3 or $1 a day. I didn't put it in my spreadsheet. Shame on me. And it sold for $42. I'll take it. It was a cheapie. Alright, then we've got some hearing aids. This one is bins on $8 a day. I got a tickle. And it was open box. I have another one that is still sealed. So this one is open box, and it sold for $50. Again, a lot of these are just going into poly mailers. I've got a lot of easy shippers. Obviously not the Bose. Don't put that in a poly mailer. But if it's already in a nice solid box, he's going in a bag. All right. Oh, this is a fun one. All right, this one here is another bulk listing. I bought, I think, 8 of these. This is my second one to sell because I have 6 of them left. I can do basic math at 8 o'clock on a Sunday night. It is a recliner power supply. This was $5 a day. I was watching them from 15 to 8 to 3. Nope, to 5. Because, yeah, I usually go Friday, Sunday, and then Monday. So $5 a day. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to clear the house. I was finding them everywhere. I found 8 of them. And this one sold for $47.90. So $50. And I only had to list it one time. I have 6 more of them. So that's another $300 worth of product. Minus, of course, fees, shipping, and all that good stuff. But I only had to list it once. Yeah. And it's super easy. Yes, another poly bag. It's already boxed. I'm not going to put a label on this box. That was kind of tacky. So I'll put it in a bag and then put the label on the bag. I love it. I love an easy shipper. All right. This one is not a poly bag. This is a camera. Cameras need protection. Don't poly this one. This was a $10. It must have been at my local thrift. 99% sure. Yes, local thrift, $10. They don't usually get a whole lot of cameras over there because they've got people that volunteer and they get first dibs, and we rarely see good cameras anymore. So this one, I was surprised it was actually worth as much as it was because it ended up being, it's an oldie. Cameras, someone asked, how do you know what cameras to look for? If it's a camera, look it up every single time, because there are cameras that look fancy and they're not, like, and then there's ones that don't look fancy and they are. This ended up being a $40. Not amazing, but better than I thought. Obviously brands, make sure you're looking at your Sony, your Olympus, your Samsung, your Toshiba. Do they make cameras? Nikon, if I didn't say that. Canon, of course. Like, name brands. Those are the ones you want to look for. Also, the ones that are 35 millimeter, which are your normal film cameras. You've got digital cameras. So no, there's no way to really tell you that every single camera that you're going to grab is going to be perfect, because there are some that just surprise you. My best find of this weekend, you guys, is a camera. Let me show it. All right, so this one sold for 40 bucks. But it sold quick. I only had it for like a week. All right, there we go. Okay, so best find of the weekend, you guys. This one, his battery is still on the charger. I just plugged it in before recording. This was at that sale that I waited in line for on Friday morning at the community-wide yard sale. This was at a mobile park, so when they used to do the community sale, you'd have to drive up and down the streets, and traffic was atrocious. So they started making it where the residents bring the stuff to their clubhouse, but it's a donation. Like, they're not going to make any money themselves. It's strictly getting donated to your community. So it's going to help pay for all of their own amenities. They've got pools, they've got courts, they've got all the things. So this little sale that they do twice a year, maybe it's once a year. I think it's only once a year they do it. It ends up going as just pure profit to the neighborhood. And there were a couple people that didn't do it that way. They still did sales at their house, which was good, because I grabbed these at one of the sales. It actually was right next to the community, so we went over there before the community started, and they were open. I didn't go and take them out. All right, but these are the Just So-Sos. I don't know. They caught my eye, and they fit me. So I got these for $3 at that yard sale. Those are for me. Okay, but this camera was why I wanted to tell you about it. It ended up being $5 at this sale. It just caught my eye. It's a camera. It's $5. Everything at this sale, I didn't look everything up. I couldn't. It had to go fast, because there were, oh my goodness, I think another 6 or 7 sales Friday morning, and I still needed to get in line at the bins. So I'm like, okay, I don't have time to look everything up. I just have to base this day on my gut and my prior knowledge. Cameras go in that category. If you're finding it cheap enough, it was $5. You just grab it, because it's going to be worth at least $5. It could be worth 40. It could be worth 50. It could be worth $400. You guys, this was a holy grail of cameras right now. It is the Coolpix A900. So there were some actually selling for $500. And again, I did not look this up while I was at that sale. I just knew it's a camera, and it was $5. So I grabbed it. But yeah, this ended up being one of the amazing top of the line cameras right now. It has its battery, no charger. That's fine. I might end up splurging and buying a $10 charger online, and it does have a memory stick in there. So $5 for a $350 to $400 camera, like, wow, that is what you're going for. So yes, you don't have to look every single camera up. If you're kind of in a rush, the price is right, just grab it. But if you need to be like I am 90% of the time, I look up every single item. I don't want to store it forever. So even now that I'm going through my pile of the weekend, if it's something that does not have a good sell-through rate, even though I already paid for it, like, I'm already in it, and I'll look it up, and if it's a dud, it's going to get donated. I don't want to end up in my store for a $10 item that I shouldn't have bought for $1 or 50 cents. No, I'll just donate it. And to each your own, but to me, I don't have the space to store it all. If it's not a seller, I don't want it. But this is a seller, and it's hot, and it's got a ridiculous sell-through rate, and it is a huge profit. So that was an amazing find. All right. We still have 3 items on eBay. This guy is a SkyTech remote. Again, this goes to those, like, it's got to be like a, not binoculars, a solar sky viewer. It's late. I'm tired. No brain. Telescope. So this has to go to the telescope. It's got some brains in here. It's a remote. It says sky, so it's got to be to the telescope. I don't know, but it's pretty fancy looking. I think I paid $1 or $2 at a yard sale. $1. And it sold for 90 bucks. $90 for this little remote. Wow, that was a shocker. And that was in my spreadsheet as $1. So wherever the heck I got it, that I don't remember. But it had to have been a yard sale or an estate sale for $1. All right, we got 2 more. We've got a frying pan. It's heavy. This is one of my hex clads. I still see them. I'll still see them out at sales or at the bins. So they're worth grabbing. It is a beautiful 12-inch frying pan with his lid, and it sold for $129, free shipping. Chances are this guy is going to go to Florida, to New York. Just don't say Hawaii. Let's see. Drum roll. Oh, my internet has been so slow this weekend. I don't know why. We even reset it thinking that was going to fix it. And I'm stepping on crumbs. All right. Abracadabra. It's thinking. Montana. MT. Yeah, it's Montana, right? So it's got a little ways to go. But that's all right. It's probably going to be like $20-$30 to ship this thing. And it sold for $130. I paid $15 at the bins. All right. And the best one over on eBay is a bronze shaver. This was $5 at a local thrift. Nope, $5 at a estate sale. Yeah, this was an estate sale. $5. And it's got its little base. Hubby took this one apart to clean it out. That's another one I've been getting attacked for. Some of these blades end up, I mean, they're used. I'm selling them as used. They get them and they're like, oh, it's icky. It's got cooties. It's a used shaver. Of course it's got cooties. So he took it apart for me, gave it a good clean. And now this person can be really happy with their $140 shaver. Yes, I should have cleaned it. Yes, I mean, you can at me. That's fine. I cleaned it a little bit. I took the air gun to it and like shot out any of the loose hairs. But because it did finally sell, we took an extra 5 minutes and cleaned it out. Same thing with the frying pan. Gave it another little brush, dust any dust that was on there, and when someone's paying that much, take the extra minute, clean it up, to make sure that your buyer is happy when they get it. And then last but not least is my Macari sale, and that goes to these little headphones. These were $5 at my local bins. It might have been $3 day. It was either 3 or 5. I'm hoping it was 3, but it might have been 5. But I'm hoping it was 3. I don't remember. But I have 6 of them. This one was one that just, all right, clear the house. Let's get them. That's why I think it was $3 day. The bone conduction open ear headphones, and it sold for $23. Not a huge profit, no, but that's all right. I spent $3. I'm convinced I only spent 3 on it. So, and I still got 6 more of them listed. I love my multi-quantity. So you guys, you will get a breakdown at the end of what the actual profits were. But before I let you go, make sure in the description you check out my BOLO list, top brands, top items to watch for as a reseller. Down below, yours for free. And then I also have a link to my desert dashboard. When I am referring to my spreadsheet, that is the spreadsheet that I use. So that's what keeps track of all my inventory, as long as I put it in there. Keeps track of all my sales, keeps track of my miles, my deductions, business expenses, all of it are in that spreadsheet. And I have it available down below. Use coupon code DESERT10. That'll take $10 off of it, making it $37. And it's yours. It's completely calculated. One-time purchase, yours for a lifetime. Definitely worth checking out in the description. All right, guys. I hope you had a wonderful day, wonderful weekend. And I will see you on the next video. Take care.